The dog days of summer are in full swing, and many of us are spending more time at the beach, the pool, out in the sun, and that's not always the best for our hair and scalp. So this morning, plastic surgeon and hair loss specialist Dr. Michael Wolfeld is here to walk us through the facts and myths of caring for our hair in the summer heat. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's so nice to have you here. Now, I have one kid with a lot of hair and another one with like super thin blonde hair, so I put sunscreen on his head. Should we be putting sunscreen on the heads that have a lot of hair? Isn't the hair natural protection?
No, absolutely you should be using sunscreen because while the hair does protect your scalp, it doesn't fully protect your scalp. So it's really important to apply sunscreen to your scalp to help to protect your scalp and your hair. And also you can wear a hat when you're outside, a hat that may have UV protection as well, and that also helps to protect your hair and your scalp.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. All right, so some people say you should wash your hair before you get into the pool. Is that something that protects your hair?
And that is true. It does protect your hair. And a lot of people don't know that. But you want to saturate your hair with fresh water. And by doing that, it doesn't absorb as much of the chlorinated water or the salt water that can be damaging to your hair.
And should you rinse your hair right after swimming?
You should. You should rinse your hair when you're done swimming because the chlorine can strip the natural oils from your hair. The salt water can dry out your hair, and that can cause more brittle hair, breakage of your hair. So you want to rinse before and after you go swimming. That's really important.
So that's the mistake you made, Al.
Exactly. I was in the pool. My parents left me in the pool for 3 days.
Exactly. And he didn't rinse first.
It's important. It's important.
That's a really good tip, though. I don't do that. All right, factor myth. Hair does not grow in the summer.
So that's a myth as well. So your hair actually grows slightly faster in the summer.
Really?
And that's a tip that people don't really realize, that the sun, the humidity actually allows your hair to grow a little bit faster. There's more sunlight, more vitamins, more vitamin D that you get. Yeah, so that's important.
So what does the trim have to do with it? Should you...
Well, because your hair grows a little bit faster and there may be some more humidity that causes frizziness or split ends, you may want to trim your hair more frequently so your hair looks more vibrant and refreshed.
All right, learn something every day.
Yeah. So, Doc, come on down here. Let's fact or myth. Hair that's lighter in color is more prone to UV damage from the sun.
That is also a fact, actually. Yeah, so that's something people don't realize. But the melanin...
Uh-oh, Dylan.
It's fake.
She's actually a brunette.
The melanin, which is the pigment in your hair, actually is more protective of the keratin or the outer sheath, so there's less breakage of hair in people that have darker hair. So lighter hair could be more damaging to your hair, yes.
And you say to avoid heating tools.
Yeah, so the heat actually draws the moisture out of your hair, and the hair strands can have more breakage, more brittleness, and and can look less vibrant because of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what about during the summer? A lot of people, they've been sweating. Should you be washing your hair more or less during the summer?
Yeah, so a lot of people think that they have to wash their hair really frequently because of the heat and humidity, and that could be more damaging. So you don't want to overwash your hair. Everyone's scalp is a little bit different, so if you have a more oily scalp, you may not want to wash. You may want to wash a little bit more often, but you have to listen to your scalp. But usually 2 to 3 times a week is a good amount of washing for your hair.
Obviously, if you don't have hair, sunscreen is very important. But what about moisturizing your scalp and taking care of your scalp for those of us who have the perfect head and don't have to hide it with hair?
Well, sunscreen is very important, especially if you don't have hair to protect you. And moisturizing, yes, that can be beneficial as well.
We don't say bald, we say follically challenged.
That's a good way to put it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, well, still to come, Motivational Monday. I get to find out what inspires